Hello friends and crafters, welcome back to my channel. Today I invite you to join me in creating a loaded envelope box. This is a project that I had shared in a previous video that was Christmas themed, that had poinsettia where I have these flowers, and it had a nutcracker where I have this gorgeous girl. It also had create across the top sentiment, and I have not done this with this yet because I may put happy birthday or something else depending on what I use this loaded envelope box for. So I'm going to open it up and show you the inside, and I have it loaded with some dies and some stickers, and it has 3 pockets. There's the second and the third, and there's enough room that you can stick something in the back. So that's pretty loaded with goodies. So we're going to put this aside, and I'm going to show you how to create this. All right. You're going to need 2 pieces for your box base and cover. Your 2 pieces of 140-pound 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and on one piece you're going to trim off 1/8 of 2 sides. All right, and I will show you this piece. This one I had already trimmed off the 1/8 on the short side and the long side, and I marked it with a B for the bottom. You want this a little bit smaller so it's not too tight to fit into the top. And then you're going to score your paper 1 inch on 4 sides. And when I score, because that's a little bit smaller than the top, I will score at 1 inch and then flip and 1 inch, and so on and so forth, so that I don't mess up and not do this a perfect 1 inch score line. Okay, and so for the top, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to score at 1 inch on all 4 sides. And then I've already done mine here, but I'm going to show you for the little thumb holes on here. What you're going to do is you're going to measure in. So you want to do the halfway point, which is 5.5, and you're going to mark it probably about a 1/2 inch up the paper, a 1/2 inch to 5/8 inch up on both sides. And then I have a 1 inch circle punch, and you're going to go in and place it. Well, you'll see your mark right there. You place it where your mark is, and then you're going to go ahead and snip that off on both sides. Then it's just a basic box construction, and you're going to fold all your score lines. Crease it nice and neat so you get a nice square for your box. And then you're going to cut on it makes a square right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut on the short side a little tab, and then you're going to cut a little piece out like this so that you'll get a nice square. So cut up to the 1 inch line, and then angle cut a little piece out like that. on all 4 sides. And then once you have that done, you're going to glue your tabs down. Now you can use score tape if you wish, and make sure you do a nice close attachment right up to that fold line on all 4 sides. You have one more, and you're going to do this for the top and the bottom of the box. I'm not going to show you the bottom because it's the same thing. And then you just fit one inside the other. So there's your top, and you just fit your top and bottom together. And I'm going to put this aside for time's sake. I don't want the video to be too long. So now we're going to cover our box in decorative paper of your choice. So you're going to cut 3 pieces at 6 1/4 inch by 8 3/4 inches. You're going to cut 4 pieces at 7/8 inch by 8 3/4 inches, and 4 pieces at 7/8 inch by 6 1/4 inches. So what you have is the 3 pieces are the top, and you can see that I used a border print on this, and the paper I am using for my project is this right here. It's called Plush Peonies, and it is from Michaels. It's a very beautiful paper. I love it. So make sure if you're going to use a border paper that when you cut your strips on the side, when you do your little thumb hole here, that you have them going in the right direction. So this is the 6 1/4 by 8 3/4. So I covered the top, and I used a different designer paper for the inside. So you need one there, and then one for the back. And the 4 7/8 by 8 3/4 are here, here, and here, and here. And then, of course, the smaller 6 1/4 is for here and here, and that, and this. So you're going to cover your box with those pieces. And as you can see, I did some distress inking on my edges. You're welcome to do that if you'd like. Now we are going to create the pockets, and you're going to need one each of the following. You're going to need a piece of white cardstock. For the small, I'm going to show you right here. I have cut my pieces and scored them already, but you're going to need a 7 1/4 by 4 inches long, which is this piece, and a 6/8 inch wide by 4 inch long, which is this piece. And then you're just going to increase the cuts by an inch for the length. So you're going to do 7 1/4 inches wide by 5 inches long, 6 1/8 inches wide by 5 inches long. For the medium and large is 7 1/4 inches, that's supposed to be inches, wide by 6 inches long, and 6 1/8 inch wide by 6 inch long. And those are your pockets, okay? And I'll have all these measurements in the description box below. Now, with your white pockets, you're going to score a 1/2 inch on each side of the longest piece. And as you can see, I've already done that. I don't think I need to show you how to do that. And then for your little opening here, you're going to do the same thing. And this is about, you'll see it's about 6 inches wide, a little bit more than 6 inches. It's, what is it, 6 1/8, I think I said. So measure and find your half point, which is 3 1/8. Make a little mark, and then take your 1-inch circle punch. Or if you don't have a 1-inch circle punch, you can use a 1 1/8, 1 1/4, 3/4, whatever you have. It doesn't have to be this size. And then punch that out for each pocket on the long side of the paper. Now we're going to cover these also with decorative paper. So you're going to cut 2 each of the following. For your small, 6 inch by 3 3/4, medium is 6 inch by 4 3/4, and large is 6 by 5 3/4. So I will show you how to assemble your pocket. So I have this scored. The longest piece is scored a 1/2 inch on either side. So all you're going to do is take your smaller piece, I'm going to get you the right measurement here, 6 1/8 inch piece, and you're just going to lay it on top between the score lines and glue it. You can use score tape if you like. I use glue. And then I'm going to make sure they're even, and I'm going to fold this over on this side and this side to make my little pocket. You're going to want to leave the bottom open because that's how we're going to attach it inside the box. So here's my decorative paper. I measured halfway and I cut a little thumbnail in the middle of it. You do not have to do that if you do not want to. It just makes it easier to get things in and out of the pocket. So I've placed some glue on that, and I'm putting this on the front. And then I have my back piece. And now you see I have my 3 pockets ready to go. And they're all 1 inch. They're stair step because they're 1 inch apart, 4, 5, and 6. All right. So I have a little bit of a different decoration on the front. So you can do whatever you want. Use whatever dies you have. I'm going to just show you this real quick. My little girl that goes right here is a sitting girl. So I did not want to put her on a nesting die like this one. So I created this little piece so it looks like she's sitting down. And I don't want to put her in the middle because I don't want to cover this little thumb hole right here. So I created this little wavy piece with a die in my stash, and I'm going to attach that now. And you can choose whatever you want to do to decorate your pockets. This is just what I chose. And I'm going to attach that there. So now we are going to set these aside, have them all created, and now we're going to make, I guess what I call the gusset. I don't know if everybody calls it that, but you're going to need a piece of, and I did not use 140-pound cardstock for this, by the way, just for the top in the bottom of the box. This is regular cardstock. You're going to cut one piece 6 3/8 by 7 inch. And you can see that's what I have here. And then you're going to score. And these are all the, let me see if we can put this together. These are all the score marks that you need to make on this piece. It seems like a lot, but that's what you need. So you're going to score out 1/4, 3/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. Let me see, 1 1/4, 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 2 3/4, 3 1/4, and then 3 3/4. And I've already done that. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to form the gusset that the pockets are going to be attached to. So for this, I do have score tape. So we're going to start folding this. So I have a 1/4 inch here and a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch here. So I'm going to fold that right there and in half. And then I'm going to fold back on this line. And then that little 1/4 inch, I'm going to fold back. All right. And you can see this is forming. Now you have a 1/4 inch here, a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch, and I'm going to take the 1/2 inch and I'm going to fold it in half. And then I'm going to take it and fold it back. And then on the little 1/4 inch side, I'm going to take it and fold it back. So I'm starting to form. You can see how that's forming right there. And then I'm going to skip this little 1/4 inch and I'm going to take the 1/2 and 1/2, and in the middle, I'm going to fold it. This is the trickiest part of the whole thing. All right, and then on that little 1/2 that I skipped, I'm going to fold back on that score line. And then the last score line, I'm going to fold it back. So when you put it all together, you're going to have 3 of your 1/2 inch score lines together like this. All right, and then you're going to use score tape on the 1/2 inch pieces of this paper. And you're going to do every other one. So when you put that together, you don't need one on each side. So I'm going to do this one. And one more. Get this out of the way. All right, now we're going to put the 2 1/2 inch pieces together. There's 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to straighten it out again. And it is ready to go into the envelope, if you can see here. All right, so I'm going to flip it over and I am going to put score tape on the back side of this. But first, I'm going to open up my box and I'm going to look and see how it's going to fit in here. And mine fits perfectly. If you find, if you can see, If you find that you're a little bit off, you can trim the back and it's not going to hurt anything. But mine fits in there perfectly. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put my score tape on there. And I do have 1/2 inch score tape, which would be much faster than this, but I didn't bring it for this video. And I would cover it all. So because I have 1/4 inch score tape, I have to cover all 4 of these 1/4 inch pieces. And one more. All right, and to make sure I have a good grab, I'm going to smooth that down. Smooth that all down. All right, I'm going to remove the backing. If I would have used my 1/2 inch tape, this would have been faster. Okay, and then I'm going to take this piece. I'll lift these up a little bit. So I'm going to take this piece and put it way to the back. And then, all right, I've got it in there. I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to smooth it down in between each of those 1/4 inch places. So I have a nice grab. And as you can see, I now have the gusset in there and I'm getting ready to place the pockets on there. So what I should have done is put the the score tape on there before I put it in. So we're going to do it a little backwards. So I need to put score tape on every the front and the back of everything in here. I should have done that first, but it is 5:30 in the morning and I'm not with it. Not yet. Haven't had my coffee. Only a couple sips. So I'm going to put it on the back. So when you do this, make sure you put your score tape on before you insert it into your envelope box. So as not for this to take a long time, I'm just going to show you one of them. And then you're going to get your pockets out, okay? And you're going to, I'm just going to show you one of them. It's where I have the score tape. I'm just going to make sure it's in there good. I'm going to pull this off. I know what else I forgot to do. I forgot to tell you to angle it. See, I told you I am not with it this morning. So you're going to want to put your score tape on and angle each one of these little pieces that stick up that your envelope goes on. And because that's so nice and close together, it let me cut 2 at one time. Here we go. Not a disaster yet. Okay. So now my little pocket is going to, you're going to open it up. And then you're going to place it on this little tab that you created. And you're going to push it all the way down. Make sure I only got 1 in there. Place it all the way down. And then you're going to attach it. And that is in there really good. And then, of course, you'll already have your score tape in there, so you would attach the second one the same way onto that little tab, and then your third one onto the tab. And now you are ready to decorate. It's going to look like this. And I have already made my decorations I had showed you. So for this one here, I don't do anything else but put the little girl on it. So I have already assembled my embellishments, and you can choose whichever ones you want to put onto your loaded envelope box. Just taking the backings off the tape here. And I am going to place this little girl right here as if she's sitting on the little ledge. Okay, and on my other box I had put hello here, and you can put whatever you want. If you want to leave it plain or put hello, that's great. And then I have my second piece. I use some nesting dies that I have in my stash. You can use whatever you have. Don't go buy something special. Use what you have. So we're going to go to the second envelope, and let's see. I place her right in the middle because she does not interfere with this little thumb hole right there. So place her down. And then this is for the last one. And she's going down right here. Just down below that. All right, and then you can stuff your envelope whatever you want. And I thought this would be a great present for a little girl. So I went to the Dollar Tree and I bought some stickers, and I bought some shrink charms, princess stickers, and this is one of those little play packs. It's a little coloring book. That's what I purchased to put into this box right here, because I'm thinking of giving this to a little girl. Of course, I have a couple granddaughters now, but I would think a little girl, maybe more like 9 or 10, would really appreciate this more than I have like a 3-4-year-old. And it would also be a great thing to bring to the children's hospital for, they're always looking for little presents and gifts and stuff like that. So now that that inside is filled, we're going to do the outside decorating, and I had already made this. This is a Nicole Silhouette die set. It comes with the plain and the, well, they are separate. You have to purchase them as a set, which I did, or you can purchase them separately. They go together. The lace doily and then the plain one. So I already created this. I'm not going to give a tutorial on how to do a shaker. And you don't even have to do a shaker for your outside if you don't want to. That's up to you. You can decorate it however you want to. I'm just showing you the one that I created. And I'm going to put it a little bit down from the top. Right about there. I have also got another little gorgeous girl, and she's going to go right there. This is what takes the most time, is taking off the little paper backings on your foam, because I use foam on the back to pop them up a little bit. See on the back of her. Okay, and she's sticking to me. And I'm going to place her right here. And then I created some peonies with a Spellbinders peony die, and I just love them. I think they're beautiful. And I put some glitter on them to sparkle them up. So I have 3 of those, and I have some leaves from a die from my stash, and then I have these little swirls. This is also a Spellbinders die from a different flower, and I'm going to put these on here as such, just for decoration. Like I said, you can do what you want. And I'm going to use, and I know I'm off camera right now, a little bit of hot glue to put these things on. So I'm going to put it, oops, good thing it fell like that, right? I'm going to put this right here. And then I have another one for the bottom. It's going to go like right about here. And I'm just, for time's sake, I'm just going to put it on here, and I'll go back later and put it on there. So we're going to put a flower here, a flower here, and a flower here. So I'm going to hot glue those on. And my hot glue gun is not coming out as fast as I wanted to. It's probably not warmed up enough. So that's how that's going to look. And then I'm going to take some leaves, and I'm going to stick them in as such, just to show you how I do it. Again, this is the peony, Spellbinders peony die. I think it's called Die Delights. And then this one goes here. And then if you want a sentiment, you're going to put it right across the top. It could be happy birthday, create, whatever you want to do. And you are done. I have one more thing. I have this little butterfly that I got off of AliExpress. It's so pretty. It's going to go right there. You could also create a paper one if you'd like. That's up to you. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciated it. And let me know how your loaded envelope boxes go. I would love to see yours. So until next time, happy crafting.